I've been staying up really late lately, and so then I like snooze, and then I get started really late, and then I stay up really late, and the cycle continues. I should break that habit someday, maybe next month. um, so I should be starting things up so that I can have things ready at some point. Well, actually, I guess I don't need to stay in screen cam forever because the in face cam forever because the first thing I actually want to do is check out the my backlog, which I already have open. I can make OBS smaller now. So uh, yeah, Bard facts. I don't know if I want to do this. Maybe I'll do the GM bonus first and like the bug badge. I might wait on the bug badge, but I want to do the. I think the GM bonus is probably slightly higher priority, but I want to. Whoops! No, wait, no. What are you doing? I want to do. No, stop. I want. I'm okay. um. Yeah, because I started thinking about Bard facts yesterday, and then I just like my brain just kind of like spaghettied outwards, just like with all everything that could mean and everything that could imply about the game. Um, like the obvious one is oh yeah, so Bard facts. We talked about it briefly yesterday. I will run the scripts, and hopefully it won't crash today. Yesterday there was a crash that like I didn't really fix, so I don't know what'll happen there, but it might still be around, and we might have to fix that today. But the other thing that we talked about Bard facts yesterday, and we talked about it in the context of basically like annotation. The idea is that you can tell Bard things, and then when you ask Bard about those things, he'll repeat to you what you told him. So uh, so the gist, I think I just started like on a piece of scratch paper. I like jot down how that might work. So like so I won't rewrite the whole thing, but basically like Bard Binri is a nerd, and then so that would be the command, and then Bard would be uh, like noted or something. I don't know. Bard would say something in response to indicate that he heard you. So the thing about that though, this is how I think this is like roughly how I described it yesterday, and huh. The thing I was thinking though is that I don't know if I necessarily want GMs just to do this necessarily, like just this, like as it is. Like I might, I don't know, like so the leader or GM or whatever can say Bard been recent, and then trustee Bard, might reply with noted, or something to that effect. But I think I'm thinking about like maybe an in between step, so it doesn't just immediately happen, but uh, I was thinking of possibly having like a confirmation step. Maybe this shouldn't be player based though. Maybe this should just be like maybe this should just be like more general statements. Yeah. Because like if I make it about specific players, like for one thing that doesn't scale well. Um if I make it about specific players that doesn't scale well, and if you tried to, so for like the context that reminded me of this yesterday was that like I think like four players like learned like nature magic, I think was the example or something like that. And so if it's like per player, then you either have to like list out all the player names precisely, like you have to like if it, hmm, it probably this might work better if it was more generic. So like maybe there's not like a formulation to it. Like maybe it's because like yesterday I was thinking it would be something along the lines of like the phrase to initiate it would be like bard, to indicate that you're addressing the bard, and then like name, verb, uh, uh, like noun or whatever. Um, Maybe it should be more general than that. Um, the thing about that though is that to annotate anything particularly interesting, like how do you get that back? How do you get that information back? Like, because when it's like name, verb, noun, it's to get that information back. Like, forget for a second how to like verify or like, you know, uh, how to confirm on a player, but whatever basis. The convenient thing about that method is that you can then say Bard, uh, is Binri a nerd, and like that's very. Jonas, hey, how's it going? Welcome. Uh, and then so this, this is just the reformulation of what we had earlier. So this is just the same verb, the same name, and the same noun. So, but with a question mark instead of a period, or with a question mark. Uh, so like if instead so like what if instead of so the example yesterday was like some players learned nature magic or something like that, and then so what if instead it was like bard, some players or some adventurers learned nature magic. Then like what then is the formula to get bard to like repeat that? Oh, well, huh. So, oh, huh. Okay, so what if it was different actually? Because then the other thing, yeah. So sorry, I just kind of was thinking for a second there. Um, so what if it would? So like so I haven't answered any of my own questions, but the other thing that I started thinking about, like I said, like with new ideas, it tends to like get a little spaghetti at first, and then we'll figure out what we want actually to do and start sculpting it back into a giant lump of pasta. I don't know. The the other thing that I wanted to do is like have this interplay in some capacity with the uh, the action system or the event system. And so, what if instead of like listing individual names, what if it was like so what if it was like Bard, like the adventurers who uh, huh. So like action. Huh. Okay, so wait, maybe something different. So Bard action uh, adventures or whatever. Uh, Now no nature magic. So like it was the adventurers who took a specific action, like in the case yesterday. I'm using the nature magic example because I want to make sure this is something that would actually be useful, not just like useful in the abstract, but like we have at least one example of a case where this could be used, or could have been used. So yeah, it was adventures that took a specific action that now know nature magic. But this isn't good formulation, because like the important part is nature magic. These words are in between the action tag and the hey Maverick, how's it going? We were just talking about nature magic. Um, yeah, so I'm thinking I'm probably not going to do it first. I'm probably going to do GM bonus before I do Bard Facts, but I'm just talking a bit about what I might do with Bard Facts, and it might be different than I did it before. There's a few reasons for that. But so yeah, so I'm thinking now like so yeah, so scalability is one of the big things, and so uh, so what I'm thinking is I'm thinking I'm going to avoid specific adventurers' names. Like with a lot of things in this game, I think it's gonna flex better if I instead just go by number of adventurers. So I'm thinking instead of so I'm thinking of tying this annotation system directly to the event system. At first, I was thinking of like having it as like a flexible separate thing, and then hey, event time, a flexible separate thing, and then having then probably like trying to have some. Hey, Zero. I think this was after you left yesterday. I don't have to crown you GM anymore. You can crown yourself GM. Only you can do it though. Only we are the only two players that can do that. But fun fact, I don't have to crown you GM anymore. You can take the crown whenever you feel like it. There's a new magic word for it. It's it is, I'm not putting it in the how to be a leader document. Yeah. I'm not putting it in the how to be a leader document because not everyone like it's not the new way to crown a GM. Like I can still crown GMs, right? But now there's like this upper tier of like awesome GMs. Thank you. So there's like this upper tier. So it's like the secret it's like the secret tier for GMs. But yeah, so it's right now it's a very short list of just you and I. Me for testing purposes, you because you earned it. Yeah, so the secret word is I'll just write it for correct spelling. It is hail. So if you hail Trusty Bard will hail you back, basically. And then you're GM. And so it works. It works just like if I. It works just as though I had crowned you GM. So everything else will operate the same. So the yeah, so like all the commands will work the same, and if you ever feel like stopping being GM, like you can still say what is it, alack, to give back the crown, and and then the other thing I think I changed after you left yesterday was I didn't make it so that the nudges stop when the yeah, there you go. uh, uh, so yeah, now you're GM. um, um, I didn't change how nudges work actually. So Trusty Bard will still nudge you regardless of whether regardless of whether the Trusty Bard will still nudge you regardless of whether sorry, it just occurred. Never mind. I was just thinking about something else. Uh, so Trusty Bard doesn't wait for people to be talking in chat in order to nudge you, but I did change the timing of it. So the first nudge doesn't come for 14 minutes. It used to be like 12 minutes. So I guess it didn't change a ton, but it's a little bit longer. And yeah, like we noticed yesterday, like even if people aren't talking in chat, it doesn't mean people aren't going to participate in an event. Some people, don't feel especially like chatty, but they'll still play along. So yeah, that was why I didn't change it. But it should be hopefully like slightly less annoying now. And it's just a friendly prompt, anyways. So I put it in there for convenience. Um, what what else? Oh yeah, so yeah, I think that was all we did yesterday, and then so oh yeah, I just the thing that interrupted my train of thought to yeah you it is now entirely at your discretion. You can GM whenever you choose. I mean, someday there might be multiple players who can take GM, and you can't like take GM away from a player. And there's only one GM at any given time. But yeah, so now it's like anytime there's not a GM and you feel like doing it, you got the keys to the kingdom. Jocko, hey, how's it going? Welcome. Uh, yeah, the thing that just occurred to me is that I think because previously I had entire control over the like who's a GM when thing. I didn't do anything particularly sophisticated with like how the timing of like uh, GM sign up and sign out affects the timing of the automated event system. So I'm going to check that real quick, and then I'll get back to the spaghetti. Fax spaghetti facts. Okay. Sorry. Um, so where am I looking? I guess. Oh, this is like. Oh yeah, I guess I have to look for all the places that a GM can stop being a GM. Yeah, and there are a few of those. All right, but that's fine. So GM active. Let's look at GM active. Uh, GM active. Uh, so yeah, so here's an example. Right, so now, yeah, as is currently, the event time is just getting kicked down the road. So one thing I'm going to do is change it so that this only happens if do I have to do this at all? No, you know what I can do instead is if event time is less than frame time plus 60. Then we can make it like that. So I think this is what I want to replace that other stuff with. Oh, and this can be like, I don't know, like 10. I mean, usually it would be 6, but that's fine. Okay, so, yes. Oh, I forgot the colon. So I think this happens in a few places, though. So the other thing I want to do is I'm going to update. I'm going to continue to update event time, even when GM mode is active. So that way, GM mode will have very little, like it. I mean, of course, the automated system won't play during GM mode, but when GM mode concludes, it will transition naturally back into the usual timing instead of having like, any sort of weird like stilted pauses or anything like that. All right, so let's look at the other places where GM active becomes false. I'll just look specifically for those places. All right, so here's one. Right, so again, oh, so this one's fine. Right, because this is the case where we know that the GM has been inactive, and so the next event just happens. We can know that that is in fact the correct timing, so that's fine. GM active. So what is this one? This is also fine because this is in fact even tighter timing. This is the case where the GM hasn't had an event for some time. So Windows 95. Wow. Good luck. I'm not. It's at the point where I think of XP as old, but uh, Windows 95. Oof. Didn't didn't they used to do Windows like they do Windows now, where they just gave it numbers instead of like years or other like annotations? Because like wasn't there like a Windows 2 and like a Windows 3 like once upon a time? I swear there was like Windows 3.2 or something like that. I think that was like the first Windows I ever used. I might be making that up though. I might be lying. All right, this is the one where. Okay, so this is the one where the GM. Yeah, this is the one where the GM naturally departs, and in this case, we just want to use this timing instead of pushing it off into the distance. Because normally, it would push it off 10 minutes. So, you know, if the GM hadn't had an event in the past 10 minutes, and then it would push it out another 10 minutes, that's like too long to wait. So we'll only 3.1 was that a real thing? Maybe I'm not making that up. Uh, uh, I think that was probably that was the first that was one of the earliest operating systems I can remember. Not counting like, no, that was like the first operating system I can remember. Not counting like DOS prompts and stuff like that, which is not really an operating system. Is DOS like an operating system? Is that what the OS stands for? In DOS. I don't care. I don't consider it an operating system because it's not at all sufficient or satisfactory in any regard, in my opinion. Okay, so again, this is one where we want the differenter timing. And that might be all of them. Let's see. Wait, what are you complaining about? Oh, oops, I put that on. I put that at the end of the line with the other stuff. Oops. All right. Better. Good. And then, farewell. Oh, this is where... Oh, yeah, this is just where this is just where the GM leaves naturally. So this is definitely one of those places. What are you doing? I select things and it's just like, nope, you're not selected. What are you doing? I swear, I'm like clicking and dragging and it's like, nope, I'm unselecting things. That's not selected. Those things you selected are no longer selected. So the reason I'm putting in 60 seconds is just so that there's like a moment of downtime, like a short breather between yeah. I don't know what DOS actually stands for, and now I'm curious because I feel like I probably just sounded like an idiot right there, but I don't know. DOS. I'm not using Wikipedia right now because Wikipedia and I are on a fight. So disk operating system, yeah, totally. So I guess it would be an OS technically. Command prompts. My only actual qualm, like I don't have anything with like text interface. I don't have any problem with text interface. My main complaint with command prompts is that like you still can't like just easily like select and like copy and paste and like there's no reason that command prompt should be so, or I don't know, maybe there's a great reason why command prompt should be so frustrating, but I can't think of it. I don't know of the reason why it has to be so frustrating. And so for me, that is in and of itself frustrating. So, yeah. All right, I think this is probably good now. I think I updated all of those cases. So, oh, okay. I think everyone knows what my reaction will be. uh, I also, yeah, no, okay. I was, yeah, okay. I was gonna say I'm gonna restart the script to update those changes, but they're not really important. I can do it later. Or maybe the script will crash at some point, and then, all right. I do point and laugh at myself. I mean, I have my head stuck in a door. What else am I gonna do? Just wait. um, so, the spaghetti. And I think of this feature as spaghetti just because it has spaghetti, but it probably shouldn't be that way. I should probably try and get it normal again. Yeah. So all right. So forgetting like natural sounding syntax for a second, the important part of this syntax has to be barred action, and then speaking of Speaking of crashes, sorry about that. Um, sorry. Oh, I leveled up. Delightful. Quit dictionary. Shut up. Oh, that's not the correct line anymore. Quit dict equal dictionary. No, that totally is the correct line. Shut your face, quit dictionary. There's no operand here. Are you kidding? There's no operand. What are you doing? What are you doing, you weird script? I This is the second time in 2 days that we've just been getting like turbo dumb like errors. Like I think some of you were here yesterday. Uh Unsupported operand type for plus. There's no addition going on here. There's no addition happening here. What is At this point, like, clearly something is amiss, but I'm pretty sure there's also something wrong with these errors that we're getting. I'm pretty sure these errors are incorrect. Pretty sure they're just patently wrong. Just not good. Not a good thing. I don't know what to do about that exactly. Cause like it says the plus sign is not a it says the plus sign is an unsupported operand in this line. But as you'll notice, there's no plus sign. There's no addition. There's no plus sign operand in this line. So it's like, thanks. Okay, I'll keep in mind that I can't use plus on a float and a list, but I'm not working with a float. I'm not working with a list, and I'm not using the plus up operand. So like, I don't know what it expects me to do right now. Type error, unsupported operand. Is it just pointing to the wrong line? Is that all? Is there actually like am I actually trying to add a float to a list and it just, because my line numbers changed, it's maybe because my line numbers changed, it's just it's just leading me to the wrong place. Because like it says it's this line and it says it's this line, but maybe it's just not saying it's this line because it knows that it's this line. Maybe it's saying it's this line because this is what that line is now, and it could only recall its old line number. So is there a list getting added in the vicinity here? Let's see. What did I just do? I just added in a bunch of new lines. I didn't delete anything. So if anything, this should be shifted down. So what's here would actually be like, it would actually be trying to point to something like probably more in this vicinity, right? Because this section right here used to be further up, right? So is there something? Oh, this is the very bottom of the script. So it was probably added all above that. And how many of those did I add? I think I added about like, I think I only added like 10 or so, or like 5. So like, it'd only be like 10 lines down. But like, oh, event time. That was something that I was working with. Frame time. The nudge duration. It's talking about the nudge duration. I made the nudge duration a list. Okay. All right. So that would probably explain why the errors that we were getting yesterday were so stupid, because it was probably just telling us the wrong line. Okay, and so we probably fixed the crash from yesterday because it was telling us about this line that like just could not be wrong. Like we looked at it again and again, and like if something was wrong there, it was like very fundamentally wrong with like the nature of the universe, not with my code. But okay, wow, that's fun. This is just one of the joys of working with a new language and a new IDE that I've never worked with before. If I'd been working with this for years, I probably would have like learned this lesson a long time ago, and I would have just like smoothly sailed right past it. And I will again, because Like next time something like this happens, I'll know exactly what to do. But it's one of those situations where like it's giving me it's giving me a bad amount of information. Like it's giving me more information. Oh yeah, I should fix this bug before I forget to fix this bug. So frame GM nudge duration index 0. So I should probably check if there are any other GM nudge duration incidents that I forgot to update. Like no length. That's one place where I don't have to index it. And in the other places I do remember to index it, so that's good. Whoa, what the hell just happened? Stuff just changed. Okay, that was weird. Like the scroll bar like moved or I don't know, it was weird. Like it, I don't know. Whenever my IDE gets chuggy, I always worry that it did like something weird. Alright, but that should be fine. That should be fine now. The crash was caused from the nudge system because the nudge system used to just be a flat value. It used to just be every 12 minutes you would get a nudge. Now it's after the first nudge comes 14 minutes in, the next nudge comes 7 minutes in, the next nudge comes 4 minutes in. Actually, the last nudge isn't a nudge. The last nudge is the boot. But so whereas this value used to be where was it? Wherever it was. That value used to be just a number. It used to just be a flat number, but now it's a list of numbers. And so I had to add in the index because what we actually want is the first item from that list. So the error was telling us, there's an unsupported operand addition between float and a list. And whereas these used to be two floats, and you can add two floats together just fine, this was still a float, but this one became a list, and it didn't know how to add those two things together. Because like it didn't know which number of that list I wanted to add together. So now it does. I told it I want index 0, and now everything will be magically better forever. Forever and ever. Specifically, I can restart the script. So there we go. So if anyone's... Oh, I restarted the script. Yeah, sorry. I think with that event, it was fairly clear how... I think it was fairly clear how that event turned out, right? Like, most people laughed. Most people just laughed and laughed. And then, yeah. And then the game crashed. Previously on side quest. Alright. Have I considered refactoring my code? Do I have a reason to refactor my code? Because if I had a reason, I do refactor my code fairly frequently, if I have a reason to do so. I don't do it for fun though, because I like making things. There are people who yeah. So the part of the reason I don't consider myself an engineer is because like there are people who like enjoy refactoring things, right? It's like that's a puzzle and a challenge that they enjoy. The part of game dev that actually like that I practice, I guess, because the part that like I like is the not necessarily coming up with like perfectly performant whatever, but like exploring like what new projects I can work on. I'm doing a really poor job of explaining this, but the gist is basically, well, here, I'll do it. I'll demonstrate. So we have this. So we're to have this hypothetically these bard facts, and I kind of like the idea of like applying it to players. Like maybe there'll be a generalized system where like you don't have to apply this to players necessarily, but it kind of makes sense to apply these things to players because that's like when you think of a like a excuse me, sorry. A tabletop role playing game, which I tend to compare this game to, you have like character sheets, and like that's how you keep track of information, right? Like you don't really keep track of like another sheet of like things that don't relate to any character. I mean the GM might, I guess, but like because this is supposed to be overt, like this is supposed to be a system where the players and the GM like actually like it's interactive, right? It's not literally like Zero mentioned yesterday. Like he has a like notepad where he like jots some things down, but uh, this is more to like well, I mean, my goal actually here is actually to have this a part of the game system. So like the idea is basically like fact. I was reading action when I typed fact. So I think the gist of this is going to be basically um, Bard action fact. Uh, and like yeah, maybe the fact will just be in square braces. The action will be whatever, and then like and now if I do it like this, then you can put like any text you want between these things, and it will like if so square braces for the oh are square braces correct though? I mean square braces I don't tend to use them like that. I tend to use square braces at the end of the so maybe not square braces. I mean the like some sort of annotation. Like maybe oh maybe like I don't know. Asterisks or something. Asterisks. The wizard asks you. Oh, I know nature magic. I'm one of those people. Uh, I I will lie down on the floor and tell him the truth because I am troll. um, I know it's not multi, but I happen to know the way the system works. I happen to know which action I took. But unless you know how the system works, you don't know whether I did lie or truth. Oh, it's not truth, it's tell. Whoops. Oh, whoops. No, actually, I'm lying. Whoops. Uh, whoops. Tell. All right. Well, I could have been clever if I had entered that correctly, but I did not. Anyways. Okay, so maybe so right. So I guess I won't struggle right now with exactly what characters I'll use to surround this the fact. But so like yeah, so if it's like bard action fact, then it can be like bard the players who like I forget what the action was that like got people nature magic, but the players who like studied the tome, the ancient tome, now know nature magic, or would it be no nature magic? Would it be like just nature magic inside the, or would it be that? Yeah, maybe it would be no nature magic, or maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe it just matters that you do it consistently. Nah, I think actually it'd probably be I'm just trying to think of so just like thinking down the line, there might be a slight difference. An art request? I don't know what. I'm just gonna ignore the asterisks and assume you're just asking for an art request. And I guess I'll say, huh? No, I'll give someone else a chance. But yeah, someone should. If no one else has a request for a fanboy, I will ask one. But yeah, no. So I want to hear someone else's request first. Okay. Sorry. So I was just thinking of like how the bard will like say its back. So because the other half of this is bard who like blah blah blah, like who being the operative, who is a command in this case. It's actually no. You know what? No, we don't even need who. It can just be bard dot dot dot. No action tag, and then like fact, right? And heck, there can be stuff. Oh yeah, and right. So like in this formulation, like there can be stuff after. There can be like any amount of text, like wherever. So like yeah, so um um hmm. Right, okay. Sorry, because then Bard's so the reason I'm thinking of all this stuff is just to think of how Bard will respond. So Bard I think will respond just to make it so that like you don't have to like just like I can make it flexible so that it's either like nature magic or no nature magic. Like you can just to make it flexible so that the GM can set it up however they want. I think it's going to be fact. First the bard will reiterate the fact, and I might uh yeah. I don't know. It'll probably be something like just so I don't have to capitalize it. Like oh fact question mark like some or like x ed not triple x but like x number of adventures adventures something something something. So like that's true of x adventures or that's true of I don't know. Like I basically need to I basically just need to say like the important points here are correct, like indicating like yes, true, fact, uh, and then also how many adventures. And so all I have to do is put those into a sentence. So uh, so I should probably just say yes. Yes, X adventures. I just don't want it to be a sentence fragment, but I'm trying to think of like if there's a very generic. Uh, oh, fact, yes. Because like, right. So like, if I just said like X adventures, like fact or whatever, uh, then like depending on how the GM had formulated it, that could read out as yes, X adventures, no nature magic, or it could just read out as yes, X adventures, nature magic. And so that's why I don't want to put fact in the sentence. I don't mind if Bard like uses a sentence fragment to clarify what we're talking about, or to confirm what we're talking about. But uh, I and actually maybe we don't even have to say facts. Maybe we don't have to include the facts, but we do still need it to be generic. Um, I don't know. That's not going to help or hinder. I don't think. Because what it still needs to do really is figure this out. And I guess it's not super important. I guess it's not super important. Like worst case scenario, I could always just instruct. I could always just like have the sentences come out weird, or just use a sentence fragment. Uh, the last thing I want to think about before I start working on this, like the last thing that I might want to do. Uh, oh, sorry, I just read the part about chat and how we know how to save the princess. Uh, uh, so yeah, my instinct says journey. No, my instinct is ask. I'm gonna ask. Uh, so before we journey uh, onwards, let's take just a brief moment to ask this knowledgeable individual uh, uh, some other uh, for some other for some other tidbits of information. The event's gonna end before I actually finish typing that. There we go. Haha! I did it correctly this time, right? Yeah, I used the correct action tags. Okay. um, all right, so yeah, something like this. Oh yeah, so then the last thing I was thinking of actually like possibly working this into the event system in the other direction, where so for example you could say like hark, or the GM could say like hark, you you arrive at sorry, the examples that I'm using, because the example that I started with was based roughly on what you were doing yesterday, Zero. This might be no, I should differentiate that. I'll stop saying nature magic. I'll start saying like fire magic or something instead. I mean, I could differentiate it further if it's still confusing, but whatever. Uh, all right, you arrive at the lava caves. Will you uh, like I don't know. Will you like burn the uh, will you burn the oh, I'm losing. Uh, I know, right? That's what I was gonna ask the wizard. I was gonna be like, "Hey, are we gonna die if we go on this adventure?" um, will you burn the I don't know thing with fire uh, magic? Oh, yeah. So I guess this would actually strongly imply like a like just like the noun, not including the word. Because like in this context, if you wanted to reference it again, you'd want to reference it without uh, without you wouldn't want to say with no fire magic. uh, well, yeah. So then, will you burn the thing with fire magic, or eat delicious cake? So then the other thing though about how I'd want to handle this is the one rule of this game is that everyone can participate. So in order for everyone to participate, uh, wait, what? Journey 4 adventures? Uh, oh, weird. I guess I was wrong. I thought I thought the action system took the. Oh no, I fixed that. It used to be that the action system would take the last thing you said. So like I thought I was saying ask there, but actually I changed it so the action system only takes the first thing you say. So yep. All right. Well, I knew it was one of the two. I was just exactly wrong, is all. Uh, whoops. All right. uh, all right. So yeah. So the thing about the rule that everyone can play is that like it doesn't count as playing if you don't have a choice. Like getting railroaded into eating cake just because you don't have fire magic is not legit. So my options here are either everyone can burn the thing regardless of whether they have fire magic or not, and having fire magic just makes it more successful, or uh, or uh, yeah, sorry. I was like, I know there's another alternative. Or the other alternative is just to require um, three actions, a minimum of three actions, or like no, not require a minimum of three actions, but require a minimum of two other actions, not including not including the special whatever thing. Uh, so I don't like that. Well, actually, no. Let me think about which I like more. So yeah, so like I don't know. A, a third thing which I don't really like. Um, so that if I went with the if I let anyone, like, if the rules were that anyone can burn the thing, um, anyone can burn the thing regardless of whether they have fire magic. That kind of puts a little bit of pressure on the GM, because the GM would then have to accommodate the scenario wherein players chose to burn the thing, possibly like as the most popular or whatever, most successful result, but no one had fire magic, which is weird. And I guess I think I like that one more, because the alternative is that, I mean, both of these things, both of these things have consequences on how the GM can use them, right? Because it's the GM that's using these things. I think that's actually the preferable one, because the other one just means that you have to like throw in a third thing, which is probably stupid and no one likes. And um, so how do I balance this though? I think so I think the gist is going to be that if you have the thing, like if you have the like if this is a true statement for you, like if fire magic is you, if you is a fire magic's, uh, then then you get like a bonus, or like maybe it's just automatically successful if like this value is true. So if at least one person with fire magic burns the thing, then this is like a guaranteed success story. Or it just gets upgraded like one click. So like if it would be nothing, it's nice. If it would be nice, it gets perfect. But then like with that system, excuse me, with that system, maybe, huh? With that system, then even people who don't have fire magic would choose burn, because on the off chance that someone with fire magic chose burn, they would get a bonus along with everyone else who chose fire magic. So maybe oh you know what we could do is, this could be unrelated. So like the success or failure of like these conditions. Oh wait, this is gonna be very different per event type, isn't it? Now that I think about it, this is probably gonna have different ramifications, because like if you, well, no, I mean I could do it either way. I could accommodate this to each of the different event types, or I could like, because what I was gonna say is yeah, so like basically just like winning. So like winning at this, I'm presently defining that as just someone who has fire magic chooses to burn. Like that's the win condition, right? I might change that, but right now, for the purpose of discussion, I'm going to consider that the win condition. And in the win condition, like if you win, like if that win condition is met, then flatly across the board, an extra bonus point is added to the event. It's just upgraded a tick. Um, because that way, if across the board the whole thing is upgraded a tick, then that won't like sway people's, like that won't sway the vote of people, or that won't sway the actions of people who don't have fire magic. But is that going to be weird across the board for the different event types? So I'll call that like one option, and then so the alternatives So what are the event types? The event types right now are there's the randomness, there's the random one. So like what happens if what happen okay, I'll just step through the event types. Event type 0. What if there are three things and it's picked randomly and uh spoiler alert, I'm probably just going to implement the thing that I described before. I'm just talking through this in case something crazy in case I realize something crazy. Okay, so what if like yeah, so what if it's random and so like what if this one gets perfect and the others are not perfect? Is it weird that there's a bonus point for someone burning the thing with fire magic? It doesn't make sense per se. Like it doesn't emphasize or like strengthen what sense is to be had there. But I think that might be okay. Oh, whoops. Sorry, my laptop's running out of power. Just one second. Okay. So for jagged, then it makes about as much sense for jagged and random because those event types 1 and 0 make about as much sense either way. For event types 2 and 3, I think that's the ones where it actually does make sense because those are the event. Oh no, not necessarily. Because what if no, the same thing can happen. Like same thing can happen. Yeah, I think this is probably fine. Uh, Love magic. There. Oh yeah. So the fun thing about this fact system, Jonas, is that I'm making it open ended. So the things that I'm putting in these right now they're asterisks. I might change that to some other symbol. This can be basically anything, and like what this line here means is that like after an event, if once I add this command, assuming I add it in as I'm planning on adding it in, um, uh, the can say like anything and then an action tag and then anything an action tag specifically an action tag that was used in a previous event. I might have to make that clear. uh, I can probably make that clear with what Bard says. The Bard can respond to it, it'll respond to it differently and it won't make the event sound. Speaking of the event sound, I don't know. We can always try it out, and if that's weird, then we can always change it. Like maybe you don't use the action tag here. Maybe you use facts. Maybe you use the same whatever indicator to indicate like the action and the fact. Um, oh, do I keep track of this information? Because I have to. Yeah, in order to get this to work correctly, I'll have to after an event takes place, I'll not just have to like have calculated who chose what event, but actually keep track of that information. Like keep that information in memory. Uh, I think I might actually be doing that already. I think I don't actually rinse that data until a new event starts. Uh, so yeah. Um, did I tell you, did I get to the part where like these can be anything? Right. So like yeah. So like what goes in this fact section could be anything. Like it could be like kung fu. It could be like love magic. It could be like the power to control cows. Uh, it'll probably be like quippy little things because these are essentially like commands that the GM is inventing for themselves. And uh, hey, Blueman85, how's it going? Welcome. Uh, hmm. Um, yeah. Okay. So yeah, I think this is probably. I think like all the things that I talked through, like I'm satisfied enough with them. Like there are a few weird things that like I'll probably want to see like how they shake out and keep tabs on them and possibly change them later. But I think all in all, this is actionable. I could actually start working on this. Uh, Although, as I found, as soon as I start editing the script, the error numbers that come back from like errors that occur in the script no longer become correct. But whatever, we know that now, and so we can work with that. All right, so how do I have to go about doing this? Wow, yeah, there's going to be a lot of weird stuff going on here. So basically, what I need now is oh yeah. All right, so what I need now is uh I mean I need to save this data out somehow because this data is I intend this data to be persistent, so that way if the script crashes, for example, or until if we just continue an adventure across days, we can work on this stuff. The thing is, though, I might impose a limit on this stuff. Like, it might be that there's only like 100 facts or something like that, and once you, and so like the rule is basically just like don't. Hey, Dogman, how's it going? Welcome. Uh, the rule will basically just be like for GMs like. Oh, so should this be per play? This should probably be per GM. Like each GM should have their own fact sheet to work with. Because if all GMs worked with the same fact sheet, yeah, it should. Oof, I don't know. Because I don't want to discourage GMs from like actually working together. So like, it'd be nice if I could share fact sheets, but I also don't want like. So no, maybe it should be one unified fact sheet because I don't want to discourage it. Oh, but yeah, no. The thing about the limit of 100 facts is that if one GM like goes like if one GM just blitzes through like 50 facts in one day, I mean, there. So I should probably put a limit on that or something. Oh, maybe like any one GM is allotted like 10 facts or something like that, and then there's also a global limit of 100 facts or something like that. So that way, because I just don't want like the like it could get really crufty if this game just like runs like I mean I've been working on this game like I've actually I mean like open beta started on this game like months ago at this point. So you know I mean this I still think of this game as very young. So like this game who knows how long I'll run this game for? I honestly have no clue. Who knows how long I'll stream for? Probably those will probably be very similar time frames. I like it so far, so I don't have any specific plans to stop at any point. But again, who knows what the future holds? Yeah, I think 10 is like enough to work with, and I guess like the idea there is just it's a powerful tool, but it's one to be used like relatively sparingly. Like it's not like most things in this game. This game isn't supposed to be like heavy, intense, like constant, whatever. I mean, like this game like intentionally has a more casual pace, well, for one, because of stream delay, and also because of the nature of chat. It'd get a little bit crazy if chat got a little bit crazy. Um, The other thing I was thinking of doing. Oh yeah, I didn't put it on my backlog, but the other thing I was thinking of doing is highlighting critical. Wait, I should put this in the backlog. So uh, highlighting. Oops. Highlighting. I've been thinking I might highlight. Huh. You know how like some you know how like streams will have like a scrolling banner of like text? I'm thinking of making a scrolling banner so like a side quest text scroll. Or of course it's for side quest. It's so like an on screen text scroll. Because the other thing is like hypothetically if chat like goes crazy, it would be it could get really tricky to actually see what the heck is going on in terms of like important stuff that's conveyed through chat. So the things that are conveyed through chat, specifically the things the GM says and the things Trusty Bard says. So basically, like the on-screen text scroll would be would be well, just in case I forget what this is supposed to mean, in case I don't do it now and down the line, it'll be like for GM dialogue basically. Uh, so that way, if chat's going crazy, the idea is that you don't have to like scroll up a million years in chat just to find the line of text that you're looking for that was pertinent to gameplay. Um, so I'm thinking of possibly doing that, and I don't I don't even remember why I thought of that just then. All right. um, so uh, yeah, let's I think I can proceed with these assumptions. So 100 facts or so, or maybe it's just 10 facts per GM and no upper limit. Oh, but no, there should be an upper limit because like I'll want to save this all as one data file because I'll want it to be. Hey, nice backflip. Yeah, I want to save this as one text file because if I'm encouraging GMs to like work together, then that would oh sorry, yeah, yeah, it'd be helpful to have them all loaded was the continuation of that thought, but the thought that interrupted that thought was that maybe I maybe I don't want the maybe I don't want this command. Maybe I don't want the command to check how many adventurers, etc., etc. Because, like I said, I don't want. Well, no, it's also a storytelling tool. It's not just for events; it's also for storytelling, like dice rolling. I might cut it though. I might not need these commands because, like if we can set, these facts and we can reference these facts functionally, um, then we don't really need the capacity to do whatever else. Okay, so um, yeah, let's. I'll just get started with the things that I am sure about, and I can figure out the rest of the stuff later, I guess. All right, so uh, the yeah, so we have to load this. We have to save this data and load this data somehow. So I'll just say like I'll just. I know it doesn't exist yet, but I'll make it exist for one thing. Uh, and and then I'll load it in. So I'll just put it here. I should really reorganize this folder at some point, but for now, uh, new text document facts.txt. All right. Nope, I don't need that text. Or I'll just move this over here so in case I have to like look back at what I was writing on earlier. Okay, so so should we load this? There's like a section where we load in all of our data at the start of the game, and that section is here. Here, it's actually here, not that other place. This is the actual place. All right, so how do you do this? It's like growth list, yeah, something along these lines. I'll just like copy this and okay. Oh yeah, how am I gonna sort this data? Because like I was saying before, I want not just a limit for the entire thing, but a limit for each individual GM. So maybe I should keep track of I should probably keep track of two different things. I should probably keep track of not just the, oh, well, so one thing, This isn't growth list. This is a fact list, I guess. Or oh wait, is this a fact list or is this a fact dictionary? I think this is a fact dictionary. Because we'll want to index it by fact. So like fire magic would be the index from which we could call it the other stuff. All right, so fact dictionary equals dict, and then with open fact.txt as gdata or fdata, not that it matters. Lines equal fdata dot read split on new line. Yes, that's true. And then we'll probably want to split. So basically, what this. So this I'm picturing this to basically there are several important data points. The name, the fact itself, the index of the fact, like fire magic, for example. The name of the GM who made this fact, so like me, for example, so like Binri, and then the rest of it can be any length of players, any length of names of players for whom that fact is true. So yeah. Yeah. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna cut this one. Sorry. I can bring it back later if I feel like I need it, but I'm gonna cut it for now. Because I like it much better gone. Sorry, that's not directly relevant to what I was doing. But so I guess like I mean, after I split on new line character, I guess I can just split on space character. Because we don't... Oh, no, we can't split on space. Because there might be a space in the name of the thing itself. So yeah, we'll split on like vertical bar character. Because... Oh no, we'll split on we'll split on asterisk. Because if we split on the character that we use as the separator for the facts, then the GM won't accidentally use that character in the fact. Yes. Good fun. Good fun, good. I'll probably... Huh. I was just thinking about like the limit of 10 and like what does that really mean? Because like I don't think I want to like necessarily to inform GMs of when like the old ones get like overwritten. Huh. So maybe I should just do more than 10. I don't know. That's something that I can tune as I need to. That's like simple enough. I just like yeah, I'm still trying to like I'm still like visualizing like how this will play out when it's played out. All right, but all right, so we'll split on. I don't know what that character is yet, so I'm gonna call it just like fact char equals, and I'm thinking an asterisk because asterisk. Oh well, I'm already using asterisk for. Oh, I should choose something that's... if I'm choosing an arbitrary character, I should choose something that's convenient on a mobile keyboard, because why not? Uh, sorry, I just looked at my mobile device, and I try not to, but I specifically don't look at my mobile device during streams, because that's where notifications come from mobile devices, and I try not to get distracted. But, alas. Alright. So, let me look at chat. What's convenient character? I mean, exclamation points are like right there. Maybe I'll choose something just right on the. Oh yeah, you know what? Asterisk isn't a really good one because asterisk, like on an iOS keyboard, you have to click the numbers button and then the symbols button. So maybe I'll just try something on the numbers screen, like slashes. Like you just put it in like slashiness in order to indicate it, and then I could just use slashes as the separator characters. Is that gonna be weird? No, that should be fine. Because it's just data. It's just strings. Yeah. All right, just slashy whatever's, I think. Uh, so yeah, sorry, I'm super distracted right now. I just have to check something real quick. This is why I don't pick up my mobile device while I'm on stream. I just really shouldn't. I shouldn't be doing what I'm doing right now, and I shouldn't. I should know better. I should just know better. Okay. All right. I'm putting it down now. I'm putting it down now. I'm putting it down. I'm putting it down. Okay. Sorry. No, that was bad of me. I apologize. Okay. Oh, I can show you what I was. What I was reacting to. Was I so on Monday I worked on a poster for the panel that I'm hosting at PAX and at PAX East this year, and I sent out the image to I sent out the some of the images that I worked on to the team, and someone just responded that they liked it. And specifically, so what I did yesterday, I didn't do this on stream, but yesterday I made pixel art of the entire panel. So this one's me. um, and this is the rest of the panel. And so I was just like, so I sent that out, and then I was like, no one responded. What do people like? Maybe they hate it. Maybe like it was. I was just having one of those days today where it's like, maybe my entire life is a lie. I don't. I don't know what's happening in the world. And then I just got distracted because someone replied, and they liked it. So that was exciting. That was exciting enough that I got distracted. But I mean, I was pretty happy with how they came out overall. I'm not a pixel artist. I'm not an artist at all. I've never done pixel art before. But I put a lot of effort in. This is so earlier in the stream when I said I stayed up till like 2 in the morning. All right. So sorry. Just when I say it out loud and I hear myself saying it, I realize how dumb it is. But whatever. All right. So sorry. All right. Sorry. Okay. Stop laughing, please. Okay, I can do that. So we're gonna split on yeah. So I guess we'll just use slash. If anyone's on an Android device, like is slash like hypothetically, if you were acting as game master from your Android device right now, or not even just Android devices, but like I have an iOS device, so I could easily check that keyboard. But like yeah, so no, actually I should even just say generally with whatever virtual keyboard you use on your mobile device, and this is especially true of people who actually watch the stream on their mobile device, people who don't watch the stream on their mobile device but have input as to how easy it is to access the slash character. I guess that would also be interesting to know. But yeah, I'm thinking that might be an okay character. Unless people respond saying like, no, my keyboard doesn't even have a slash character. Actually, no, if people come back with that, I'm probably going to say, please get a new keyboard, because your keyboard is clearly not satisfactory. Okay, so, yeah, no, so this stuff is dumb. This stuff is just not true. So what we want to do here is, we want to say, so each of these lines should have, like for certain, each of these lines should have the fact and then the name of the oh cool, thank you, Dog, then. So that could be a good one. Oh yeah, the pound. This is the weirdest thing to me. I honestly can't explain this at all. But the pound character, the pound sign, like the number sign, is exactly the character that I want to use for the action tags. But on iOS devices, that character is buried in the keyboard. You have to hit the number button, and then you have to hit the symbol button in order to get a pound sign. Does no one at Apple use Twitter or Instagram or Facebook or any other thing where you use the pound sign? Like, does Apple not know about hashtags? That should be like, I mean, if anything, that should be on the primary keyboard. Like, that's a slight exaggeration, but I mean like you know how like there's special they're like context sensitive keyboards where like if the keyboard knows you're trying to type a URL, it'll put like the or is there I know there's like a special keyboard for email addresses where the at symbol is right on the main keyboard, but I don't know. It's just I don't know, whoever organized that stuff. Maybe they made that decision a long time ago and now they're like scared to like change it because people know where where it is. I don't know. I can't explain it. Um, but I don't want to. The pound sign is exactly the symbol that I want to use there. So for that one, I'm just making mobile users dig for it a little bit, but I don't want to go unnecessarily far with that. Like if I don't have to make them work for it, there's no point in making them work for it. I mean, the other thing is I could just like switch it over to like another character. I was gonna say exclamation points, but I use exclamation points so much in this game. Everything is so exciting in this game. Just exclamation points everywhere. Uh, I'm not paying attention. I am looking at my mobile device. I was just uh, oh, I could get cute. I could get really cute. Instead of like if I wanted to change up the action tags, I think I just figured out what I would do. So like instead of having the action tags be like if I wanted to make it if I did want to change the pound sign to something on the secondary keyboard, not on the tertiary keyboard, I think I would make it so instead of like so to retype this phrase here, I think I would make it like will you uh burn the thing with fire magic, uh eat the delicious cake, or a third thing, which I don't really like. I if I don't know. I could do that because the parentheses are on the secondary keyboard, at least on this device, and I would guess on most devices. Or I don't know. It's hard to say. Maybe I should someday. I should just do like a really intense survey of like uh, where like how keyboards tend to be organized. Um, I mean the other thing I could do is I could replace the action symbol with the slashy thing. Uh, One of the great things about the pound sign though is that it's so noticeable. Like if you just parse text, like the pound sign like jumps out at you. So it's really easy to parse text and figure out where the actions are. If I use like just the forward slash as the I was thinking the forward slash might be a suitable replacement for the action tags because um that's typically how you would like do an emote in like a in a game. You'd like do slash dance or whatever, and so like that would be I don't know thematic or sensible. But that would get really subtle too. Like then in order to like read over text and like pick them out, you'd have to like you'd have to really look. It wouldn't just be like in your face. And like so the only other symbol that's like really speaking to me is like the at symbol, but the at symbol means something very different. Like the at symbol doesn't mean action. It means hey you. It means like it's a term of address. It's it basically it's like a symbol that says excuse me, and is typically followed by a name. And for this virtual keyboard that I'm looking at now, that's like so that is that is my brief survey of this one particular virtual keyboard. Uh, I like part of the reason I don't like use these characters, but instead like set these characters or set like a variable equal to these characters and then use the variable equal to these characters is that I could change these things and it would be relatively simple by setting it up this manner. So in this manner, so uh, I mean if I'm thinking of using slash for how seriously am I considering using slash for the action symbol? I think not. I think not very much. Because like if there was the chance that I would use it, then I might want not want to use it for this. Because I could just as easily use like dashes or like it's either like slashes or dashes basically. Uh, hmm. All right, I'll stop worrying about it now. Okay. Hmm. No, now I'm just hung up on that because like the action tag gets used so much that it would be really helpful to have that as a more like a more easily accessible character. I don't want to use the dollar sign. I don't want to use an ampersand. Do I want to use an ampersand? No. Um. Yeah, I was. So for the facts, because the interesting thing about facts is that they don't have to just be one word. They can be like anything really, like fire magic, for example. Like it doesn't have to be like fire magic. Um, those need enclosing characters. Oh, so the double character for the action tag. Um, yeah, minus minus. The thing I liked about the reason I was thinking of this as like a possible alternative is that it implies like it has an inherent meaning. Um, it has an inherent meaning, so I don't have to. The nice thing about things with just inherent meaning, I'm not answering. I'm not saying this specifically for you because maybe you know this already, but just in general, the reason I like things with inherent meaning is that it saves me the burden of having to explain things. If like everything, if you constructed an interface like only leveraging predefined like meaningful things uh, in the way that people interpret those things, then like suddenly you have an intuitive interface. So to the extent that this game is weird, I try and incorporate as many things like that as possible. Like a lot of people are able to just like they know how to use action tags. Like I don't have to tell them how to use action tags because like oh, uh, like I reiterate the action tag including the pound sign and well I mean part of that is because like a lot of people see other people doing it, but it's just very straightforward. So right, yeah. So the open close parentheses is cute, and I actually don't like it, but I mean I work on scripts and code enough that I think most people will see it, and so even if it's not super intuitive immediately, it's at least like well no some people like some people know what this means. And even like I mean this sort of thing even comes up in like popular culture. Like for example, what was the game by the people who did Bastion? The second one was it Transistor, I think is the name of it. Uses stuff like this. Actually, in the game, like they call things like I don't know if burn is one of them, but like hypothetically like burn open close parentheses. Um, so I think there's like some awareness of like what this means. Um, no, I mean like I've said this before, but the real solution is just Apple needs to put the action symbol, and by the action symbol I mean the pound sign, somewhere better. Okay, I digress. So whatever that symbol is, um, yeah. So incidentally, we're also going to use it as the splitter because we won't have to worry about the player accidentally using it in the middle of like one of their whatevers. Okay, so uh, then so line index 0. Oh yeah, so I should define these things. Yeah, because this has to be a dictionary of lists. It could just be a dictionary of lists. Yeah, so I don't have to set up. I was thinking like I should make a definition for what a fact is, but it's basically just a list of names. The list will always be at least too long because the first one. Oh yeah, the well, um, I hadn't considered the closing things in parentheses thing. The if I were to do something like that, the first thing I'd have to change is the fact that I use parentheses because parentheses are a fairly typical part of language. For me personally, actually, no, that's not even true. That's like parentheses are not super typical. I personally like if I write more than one sentence, there's at least some parentheses going on in there somewhere. So I personally overuse them. For example, many lovely bouquets were made. Nice flower, one adventurer. So in this game already, we have a lot of things enclosed in parentheses. Um, so I'd have to change those. And then the reason I use parentheses is because people tend to gloss over things that are in parentheses. It kind of has like the op. Well, I mean, putting a single word in parentheses might work as like a point of emphasis, but oh, the other thing. Oh yeah. So okay. So then third thing. um, the third thing is that the way with like a mobile keyboard, I don't specifically like the idea of using two different characters. In fact, I don't like the idea specifically of using like characters at all or like multiple characters at all. Like even if it was the same character twice, like what I really want, what I really like is what I have. Like a single character, perfectly legible, means exactly what it means, and the only downside is that it's not on the right keyboard. And yeah, so then so like if I had to use the same character twice, I wouldn't like that as much. If I had to use two different characters, I would like that even less. And then the thing that would make this like an even less desirable option for me is that because the characters are on different keyboards than the main keyboard, this means that you have to switch to the second keyboard twice. You have to switch to the second keyboard, open parentheses, switch to the primary keyboard, type the word, switch to the secondary keyboard, yeah. So I I maybe I'll maybe just a magical serendipitous epiphany will dawn and like a new solution will arise. But until that happens, I'm really certain that the solution is just for Apple to put the pound sign higher up in the like keyboard organization. They I guess like they probably designed the original keyboard. Like the keyboard probably hasn't changed since the iPhone like was first created back in like what like 2006 or something. And I think the societal importance of the pound sign just probably wasn't clear to them at that time. But times change. Apple. It's funny because I usually think of Apple as like a company that adapts to change, and I guess this is not always the case. All right, so so right, so fact dictionary. Uh, Index line 0. Oops. I forgot how to type. I spent so long typing out characters I no longer know how to type myself. Um, uh, that's another solution. That is a fine solution. I Android is unofficially the official unofficial platform of mobile side quest. Officially unofficially. Unofficially, officially, unofficially. Uh, okay, so, uh, sorry. Uh, Fact dictionary line 0 equals now a lit. Oh, okay, we can't start with this. We have to. The first thing we have to do is we have to put together the list. So, players or like just names, I guess. Names equals an empty list, and then so for oh wait. No, names just equals. Oh yeah, no, this is easy. This is super easy. Line is the list that I was just about to make. No, fact dictionary index line 0 equals line 1 to the end. Oh, Joe, or excuse me, if dog then, you probably know this, is how do I do like to 0? Like or like to like if I do -1, it'll like cut out the end. Oh wait, no wait, I was looking at this yesterday. I'm using square braces, but sometimes I want to use parentheses. Speaking of parentheses, um Python range square brace parentheses inclusive. I think one of those means, I think the square brace might means, I think there might be a different, I don't know, whatever. Uh, yeah, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah! Alright, here we go. So, the bracket means the ends of the range is inclusive? I don't know if that's true. Because, like, if I do 1 to -1, that's going to cut off the last character. So I think that's a lie. Maybe I'm just not doing it correctly. But, wait, do they have examples of how to use this? Uh, Maybe I'm supposed to have more braces inside the braces? Like, would that work, maybe? I don't know. I could try it. Wait, what do you not like about this? Invalid syntax? Alright. You probably just don't like that. I'm putting that like that. Alright. Oh! So that's probably why. Alright. Thank you. Alright. So, yeah, I guess, yeah, so, yesterday when I was trying to figure this out, I mean, I wasn't trying very hard because I have alternatives, of course, but yesterday when I was trying to figure this out, I tried -0. I thought that could have worked, but no, yeah, okay. I think I did. You probably taught me that before, that I could do like 1:, and then just not include the second phrase, but I like it. My brains did not did not hold on to that information as tightly as it could have. All right, so what this I think we'll do is now. Okay, so the way I'm planning on setting up this data is that the first line of or the first part of this split line is going to be the key. So that's why we're using it as the key, right? And then the entire rest of it is going to be the list of names. So the interesting thing about these is that the GM is always going to be on this list, but this list will always be at least 2 names long. Because in the case that there just are literally no players for whom this is true, then if we don't even bother saving that data. So it doesn't like if 0 players get a thing, then it doesn't like bump out the because like GMs have a limited number of these, so it doesn't waste a spot. And I think the system will probably just treat ones that don't exist and ones that have nothing. Well, yeah, so ones that don't exist and ones that have no players are the same thing. Oh no, that's not necessarily true, because there are some that don't exist and there are some that like have players, but none of those players are here right now. So I think system will just treat those, I think, the same. So it's basically like the system will only really care about these when they are working, I guess. Like when all these conditions are true, then this will like do so. Otherwise, Tracy Bard will probably just say something like, "Oh shucks," like, "Nope, sorry, oops, okay." So yeah. Oh, I hate this queue. We only used to see these things when someone was leveling up, and so now I'm constantly like out of the corner of my eye, I'm like, oh, people are leveling up. So many people are leveling up. Oh, you know what? I can actually take out these prints because I fixed the thing that I put these prints in to diagnose. I didn't know that I fixed it, but I did fix it. I did actually believe that I fixed it. Like yesterday, after I like worked on it and like fixed it, which I didn't at all. I just thought to myself, it's probably fixed. It's probably resolved. Like, I probably don't have to worry about it anymore. And I was completely wrong. It wasn't fixed, and I did have to worry about it. But that's not true. I didn't do anything to address the matter. But what I did incidentally, I had correctly guessed as in fact resolving something that it hypothetically shouldn't have resolved based on all apparent evidence. It was kind of a faith-based situation, faith-based programming, not science-based programming. And I'll probably restart the script after this event, just cause, just cause. Uh, it's okay. Where was I working? Uh, this I went too far. I should just keep an error next to wherever I'm working because that makes it really easy to find again. Like if I have a like if I have like I don't know, like if I have like that there, then it'll put like this little red line. What? Yeah, it'll put like this little orange bar here, so I can always remember where I'm working. um, but actually, I think this is technically all of it I need to do here. Like this is all I'll need to do in order to load in. Oh no, I lied. I lied my face off. What else do we need? We need a dictionary based on we need a dictionary where the GM's names are the indexes and it keeps track of which facts are whose. Oh. So actually, for this, I don't even need to include the GM. Because, like, the GM, like, index 1 is going to be the GM, but I don't need to include the GM. Because, like I just said, I want to keep track of this separately. So, like, for the sake of the dictionary. Yeah, so no, the convenient thing about this is that now I won't have to, like, work, like, because, like, the GM, like, the fact it wouldn't necessarily be true about the GM, that was the only reason I had been doing that was to, so that there was some correlation between them. But, no, I'm going to keep track of that separately, and that's because, when I'm replacing, like, when we haven't hit the full limit, or even when we have hit the full limit, but when the GM has hit their personal limit, I need to keep track of, like, which ones, oh, so I should keep track not just of the list, not just of the name, but also of the age? Like how old this list is, so that way we'll always overwrite the oldest, maybe? Oh, so maybe there's an extra data point. Because maybe we have to keep track of age in the data file as well. So it'll go fact, GM, age. And by age, I just mean like, it'll probably just be like, oh, how do I want to do this? Because I basically, you know what? No, I won't keep track of that data. I won't keep track of that data point. Oh no, how do I want to do this? Oh yeah, no, I know how. Okay. Uh, I don't actually want to keep track of that data point while the game is running, because while the game is running, I'll just keep these in a list, and so I'll always know that the one closest to the front of the list is the oldest, because the new ones will just get appended to the end of the list. So if I need to, yeah, probably something like that. Yeah, okay. So I need I guess author dictionary, I'll call it. So because this is like the dictionary of the GMs who are writing these facts. So author dictionary is a dictionary also. It's a dictionary, right? It's not a list. No, because we have to index it by GM. So author dictionary. So what do we want to do here? We want to say, so fact dictionary line 0 equals whatever, and then GM, or no, author dictionary, dictionary index line 1, which is the name of the GM, equals a list. Oh, no, not equals. Rather, dot append. Oh, wait. So for sorry. First, if because I don't think you can append. I think you can't append to something that doesn't already exist. So first I have to check if line 1 not in author dictionary, then we'll make the list. Dot keys. Then we'll add that we'll add that entry to the dictionary, So that's where we say author dict uh, index lines 1 uh, equals, and I guess we could just set it equals no, I'm just gonna say I'm just gonna say it equals a blank list because I was trying to think of like if I'm making a list of a list because I'm making a list of a list here because I don't know, it's just that's how it works. Get off my back, man. No, sorry. I was like, I was gonna nest braces again. Last time I tried to nest braces, it didn't like that though. So I'm just gonna do it the way that I know works. All right. So and then after that, then so now we can assume that it exists because if it didn't exist before, we just created it. Author dict lines. Excuse me. Oh wait. Yes. No, this is fine. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So yeah. Right. Oh, interesting. Oh, so I guess technically we do keep track of those numbers, like when the system is running, like when the game is running. Wait. I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but I'll start typing and eventually it'll come to me. Lines 1. So yeah. So what I'm gonna do is author dict equals or no dot append, and then we're gonna append on the line 2, which is the number, like the ordery thing, like the oh, it's not lines, it's line singular. Whoops. Line 2 is the number first, and then after the number we'll put line 1, which is the or no, excuse me, line 0, which is the fact itself. And so the reason I'm putting it in this order is I can repost links, fanboy. I don't repost all links, but if you have an appropriate link that you would like reposted, then that is doable. Plus, there's also the fact that a lot of people use Better Twitch TV, and with Better Twitch TV, links don't get suppressed in the first place. So, so author dictionary. Yeah. Okay. So then, and the reason I'm putting the number first is that way. This way, I'll be able to sort them, because they might come in a weird order. Or no, maybe they'll just come in a normal order. I mean, I'm the one who writes this stuff too. No, I'm gonna be writing these things on the fly, because like I'm not like it's not like there's a save button where this all gets written. Like these are gonna be like written like, whoops, or sorry for loud noises, but these are gonna be written like when they happen, so that whenever the game comes down, whenever the game comes down, this is Fanboy's picture that I reposted in chat. Because it's adorable. Yeah, whenever this data changes at all, that's when it gets resaved. Oh shoot, really? Yeah, and I guess it just doesn't change very often because it's a lot of data to resave. Admittedly, it's a lot of data to resave. It's a lot of data to resave. So maybe it shouldn't be all be one data file. Maybe it should be huh. I could save these as separate, like I could just make a folder of these and read them in individually. Because yeah, it was just occurring to me like it's a lot of data to resave. Every time one of them changes, like to resave the whole thing, like yeah. Not my fave idea that I've ever had. So let's make a new folder for facts. And so now we're gonna read these in slightly differently, because now instead of like having one giant fact.txt that wherein the lines represent each of these things, we're going to have so like we're gonna do it more like we need to get like file lists and stuff. So like oh, that's not a good example. Bonus list. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So os.lister is going to be involved. So uh, so I'll just call it, yeah, fact list, I guess, because we're not actually. That's gonna confuse me. Whatever. os dot lister index. Should I Should... That's not true. That's not true, Jocko. There's a bald face line. All right. Should I? Yeah. So should I use subfolders for the GM names, or should I just like? Huh. Um. Hmm. Oh, you know what I could do? Instead of putting like a hard limit on like how many of these can be used, I might just put in like a limit on like, oh, yeah, you know what I could do is yeah, I could organize these by GM, and instead of putting a limit on how many of these there can be, I can the limit can just be the limit can be that it only loads the GMs. No, that seems weird. I was gonna say it would only load like let's say like I'm GM. When I become GM, it would load mine, and until I become GM, it wouldn't bother loading mine. But that's like, I don't know. Hmm. Yeah, this is weird. I think I still haven't. I like mods. Well, no, rather mods are people I like. Or that's actually not fair because it's not like non-mods are people I don't like, but like I don't know. I'd rather have too many mods than too few, I guess is what I'm saying. um, so yeah, I still like some of this stuff. I might not. I'm trying to anticipate like how different GMs would care to interact with each other's facts, but I kind of I kind of like might have to I might actually like as much as I can try and figure this stuff out. I might get surprised once GMs actually start using the system, and like their reactions might be different than the ones that I intended. Sorry, fanboy. Um, uh, uh, so I probably shouldn't spend too much time fretting about that. Maybe maybe for now I should just basically make it so that facts don't extend across GMs. Like GMs only work with their own facts. Because then I don't have to. Then I can be much more liberal with the restrictions because we don't have to have every GM in the history of the game. We don't have to have all of their facts loaded into memory. So, yeah, I think that's actually the better solution. So, so we don't actually have to do any of this here. We'll have to do this another place instead. Specifically, we'll do this now when we're crowning a GM. So if we haven't already like unified all the instances wherein a GM gets crowned, we should be doing that now because I won't want to rewrite this like a million times over. And I guess like I'll probably only handle this stuff when crowning a new GM because I happen to know offhand there are like 10 different places where GMs get uncrowned, and different reasons, and so I'll probably. Oh, you know what? Yeah, no, I won't unload that data. Like, I'll just keep that data around because if the same GM gets crowned again, then we don't have to reload the data at all. We'll already have that data. So, yeah, yes. All right. I think this is the correct direction. And then if I feel like it, like down. Oh, hey, congratulations, Jocko, leveling up, getting there, moving in, moving on up in in the game. Okay. Uh, So yeah, let's I mean, all right. So what do we need? We need to keep fact char. We need to keep fact dictionary, and we need to keep action dictionary, and the rest of it we can move to another place. Although we shouldn't leave them there. We should put them somewhere else. So the other place will be the place where we initialize the GM. Which is where? Yeah, here we are. All right, so when we init GM, yeah, so the other, whoa. Yeah, okay, wait. This said init event equals 0, whereas usually at the end of an init it says init whatever is relevant equals 0. But no, that part is here. It's just that we also init event equals 0. Okay, yeah. Oh, I just realized I didn't. That just actually reminded me that I did not actually complete the thing that I was working on before. I left something like half done. I changed the timing with respect to. Or no, maybe I don't have to do it. Maybe that's why I didn't do it. It's because I don't have to do it. Hold on, let me check real quick. So when a GM runs an event, does event time still get updated? Because I changed the timing so that it should. Lauren, hey, how's it going? I changed the timing so that it. No, you still get. Well, you still get partial credit if you participate with an event after the conclusion of the event. But Lauren already knows that, which is why Lauren participated. Partial credit. See, look. Late, late, Lauren. 10:44. So if you ever need to know your experience points, this like your net experience points, like the grand total, you can always look here. Fun fact. Okay. So, I'd like to think I'm largely responsible for some lateness that you might be experiencing. I'd like to think that my game has sufficiently distracted you from something far more important that you could have been doing with your life. Oh yeah, I think this number is supposed to be experience, although it might be influence. Oh, it actually might be influence because I'm pretty sure I put that number in back before. I think I put that number in way back in the day when they were the same thing. So it's one of the two. um, so okay. Uh, why am I here? Oh yeah, because I'm checking. I think the event time actually does. Yeah, no, it should. Event. At the end of the event time. Where's event time? Event time equals frame time plus event cooldown times event time scale. Yeah, okay, so that should be good. I lied. I did not forget anything. Okay. uh, yeah, that makes sense because you got like several hundred, or no, I think you got like when I did that experience bump, I think you got like probably what like 150. So like the difference between your influence and your experience should be like around 150 or so. I don't remember the exact numbers, but like it was like somewhere in that ballpark, maybe closer to like 120. I don't know. But yeah, okay, so that's probably influence. All right. uh, are you, okay. Oh yeah, ads. If you go turbo, you don't have ads anymore. Turbo. Sorry, don't mind me. I just wanted to show off my cool battery icon. Twitch Turbo. Yeah. If you click on the battery icon, it's an advertisement for Twitch Turbo. I'm not saying you should click on it. I'm just saying that's the thing I discovered and I find it amusing. It's marketing. It's Twitch marketing itself, but that's whatever. It's their business. It's literally their business. Okay. So what I want to do here is I want to. Oh yeah. So fact list is actually not going to be. Well, it's definitely not going to be a blank lister. It's going to be, if anything, facts. But it's also going to be plus GM name, because I am going to sort these into folders. Excuse me. So yes. So yeah, okay. So now all we really have to do is say for fi in fact list. Uh, Oops, no, just fact list.